Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, March 15th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with Smackdown broadcast last night on USA Network on tape delay from the Olympic Arena in Barcelona, Spain. In the main event, the Street Profits defeated DIY to win the WWE Tag Team Championship.
The Street Profits, now 2 times Tag Team Champions. 4 years, 2 months to wait to be back on top. And now they are. A new reign starts here in Spain.
The win marked the first time the WWE Tag Team title had changed hands in continental Europe in 18 years. In the opening match, Jimmy Uso, LA Knight, and Braun Strowman teamed to defeat Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. The fight continued after the match with Fatu laying out Strowman. WWE Champion Cody Rhodes was a guest on Miz TV, but instead laid out The Miz and cut a promo calling out John Cena for next Monday's Raw.
I don't want to talk to The Miz. I don't want to talk to anybody unless his name is John Cena. If you can find it worth your time to join us, John, on the road to WrestleMania next Monday, just know I'll be there too.
Cody is all business. He only wants to hear from and speak to one man, and it sure as hell ain't The Miz.
Randy Orton had his first match since last October, defeating Carmelo Hayes. In other results, World Champion Gunther got a quick win over Axiom. Damian Priest defeated Shinsuke Nakamura by disqualification due to interference from Drew McIntyre, and Charlotte Flair defeated B-Fab by submission. Flair refused to release the hold until Tiffany Stratton came out to make the save. Yesterday's SmackDown was the first WWE televised event produced in Spain in 34 years. TNA Wrestling presented Sacrifice last night on TNA Plus live from the County Coliseum in El Paso, Texas. In the main event, Elijah Joe Hendry, Leon Slater, Matt Hardy, and Nick Nemeth defeated the Colognes and the System in a 10-man tag team cage match. New Knockouts tag team champions were crowned as Ash by Elegance, Heather by Elegance, and the Personal Concierge defeated Spitfire in a 3-on-2 handicap match. In other title matches, Moose retained the X Division title against Jeff Hardy in a ladder match, and Masha Slamovich successfully defended the Knockouts world title against NXT's Cora Jade. In a Lucha Rules 6-man tag team match, Ace Austin and the Rascals beat NXT's Wesley, Tyson DuPont, and Tyreek Igwe. In the Street Fight opener, Mance Warner defeated Sami Callihan. In other results, Mustafa Ali beat Mike Santana, Steve Macklin went over Frankie Kazarian, and Tessa Blanchard beat Lei Ying Lee. In legal news, AEW is seeking to move the lawsuit being brought by former AEW wrestler Ryan Nemeth out of the courtroom and into arbitration, according to Brandon Thurston at Post Wrestling. AEW filed the motion yesterday in the U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Florida, claiming that Nemeth was bound by his AEW contract to settle all legal disputes with the company through arbitration. The charges brought by Nemeth, who currently wrestles for TNA, include charges of harassment by CM Punk and accuses AEW of failing to properly respond to his complaints. In more WWE news, the company yesterday announced the return of the Backlash Premium Live event, which is scheduled to take place on May 10th at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis. The news was originally broken by St. Louis native Randy Orton, who was scheduled to be on the card, also advertised as John Cena making his first Backlash appearance since 2009. Maple Leaf Wrestling presented MLP Mayhem last night on Triller TV live from St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario. In the main event, NWA World Champion Tom Latimer made his 13th defense of the title, turning back the challenge of Bishop Dyer. In quarterfinal matches for the MLP Women's Canadian Tournament, Giselle Shaw beat Lainey Luck and Kylie Ray beat Zoe Sager. In a 6-way scramble match for the Jericho Cruise Oceanic title, Mo Jabari retained against Taiji Ishimori, Michael Allen, Richard Clark, Brent Banks, Rich Swann, and Stu Grayson. In an 8-man tag team match, Johnny Swinger, Raj Singh, Rohan Raja, and Rojit Raju defeated Bhupinder Gujar, Billy Gunn, El Reverso, and Mike Rollins. In other results, Mike Bennett defeated Alex Zane, Kaito Kiyomiya beat Sheldon John, and the Jet Setters beat Blake Christian and QT Marshall. And finally, turning to Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling presented Night 5 of the New Japan Cup yesterday in Osaka. The second round wrapped up with Drilla Maloney defeating TJP, Shingo Takagi knocking off Oleg Boltin, and Jeff Cobb topping Tetsuya Naito. The quarterfinals will take place today in Nagoya. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.